Hi, my name's Dennis. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take this and turn them into powders. The process I'm going to show you today is a smoked paprika or smoked chili powder. I'm going to use the smoker, but you can use any grill. You can use a Weber grill or an old charcoal grill or a gas grill, just something to contain the smoke. And we're going to use smoke tubes. These are just um, metal tubes with holes in them that hold wood pellets that are for pellet grills, and it basically smokes the peppers without a lot of heat. And it's very easy to do. Just need to pick up one of these and some wood pellets. The bag I have today are Kingsford. The only flavor I have is these are going to be cherry, so we're going to do cherry smoked chili pepper. Moving on to smoking the peppers now. We have to cut them in half. I like to cut them in half so that they'll dry and smoke better. And we're not too worried about getting all the seeds out at this point, but we just want to, all I'm going to do is cut them in half and just kind of tear them open. It really doesn't matter at this point. Get rid of some of the core. I'm not worried about getting rid of all of the seeds because a lot of them are going to fall out during the smoking process anyway. And once they're smoked, we can get rid of most of the seeds at that time before we put them in the dehydrator. So I'm not going to spend my time deveining, and I like a little heat anyway. So we're just going to simply, you don't even probably need a knife for this. You can just tear the top off and then kind of rip them open like this. Tear them open. You get the majority of the seeds out of the inside, and it's not pretty, but you're going to grind it up anyway and make powder out of it. So it doesn't matter how it looks. Just get it opened up so it dries easier. Whichever method you like, cutting it with a knife or just rip them open and fill your smoker. So let's do that. So the first thing we're going to do is fill the smoke tube. So I like to do it inside the bag so stuff doesn't go everywhere. So I just fill up the smoke tube. There you go. And then I light it with a little fire starter. And I just put it on top of the grill for now. I'm going to move it down below. What happens is this end's going to burn. I'm going to burn it on this end. All the heat will be here. So I'll be able to pick it up from this end and put it in the bottom of the smoker. So we just got to get it lit first. So what I'm going to do is use one of these fire starters, get it started, and that end will start burning. Start loading up this bottom rack. I have two racks in this, a bottom and a top, and I'm going to just start tossing these in here. So I've got one layer of the giant Marconis in there, and the Stella de Toro peppers. What I'm going to do now is just take this barbecue mat I have, and they're fireproof and all that, and just lay it on the top and put another layer on top of that. The smoke will permeate through all that and get it all. So I'm going to do that now. I'll show you the next layer. I want to show you now that the smoke tube is heated up and it's hot on this end. So I'm able to pick it up. And what I'm going to do is place it in the bottom of the smoker there. It's kind of nasty in there, but rain and everything. And I just kind of lean it up against the edge so it doesn't lay flat. And if you want to wear gloves doing this, you can do that. There. Now, all right, there's that layer in there. And they're already smoking away. So I do have one more. And I'm going to put some more peppers on that layer. If I can really load it up. It's loaded up. And it is already smoking away. And you'll notice I left a lot of these whole. And I like to smoke a lot of them and dry them whole. And I store them in big old jars, canning jars that way. I like to go to antique shops and find those really old ones, atlases and stuff with old lids. Then I store my peppers in them dried, and they look really cool sitting on the counter. I'll show you some of those at the end of this video. Anyway, time to put the lid on. Now let me move that. You can see we have our bell peppers in here, red bell peppers. There's our paprika, or red bell peppers. So, let's drop the lid on. And we're just gonna let that thing smoke away. I just wanted to fill you in that I added more pellets to the smoke tube because by the time I added the smoke tube, it was already half empty. So I wanted to add a little more time. So it's smoking away now, but it's beginning to get dark. So we'll resume this tomorrow, but you may see this with all the peppers out of the smoker. I won't be able to show you taking out of the smoker, so which is no big deal. We'll just pick this up tomorrow with the smoked peppers and start the drying process. Okay, after the smoker finished last night, it was late, and I took the peppers out and put them in a plastic bag and refrigerated them. And now today I'm going to load the the dehydrator. I've had this dehydrator for years, and that comes with these trays that stack on top of each other. What I'm going to do is load this dehydrator up with peppers. And I have something to admit. These peppers look really kind of weird right now. The reason being, I've done this already and realized after I set the dehydrator outside to start drying them, and I'll tell you why I set them outside here in a minute because I already explained that. But I forgot to turn on my mic. You can tell I'm new at this because, oh my gosh, I'm doing this for the second time with peppers that are already partially dried. See? So anyway, I'm doing this just for the video. These are bell peppers that I'm starting to dry. What I mentioned the first time that I need to try to remember everything I mentioned, but they smell very smoky after I got them out of the smoker. My wife appreciates it if I take them outside and I do this step outdoors because it makes the whole house smell like a barbecue. So if you don't mind that smell, you can do it indoors. If it's wintertime, you can probably take it out in the garage and do it. But I've already loaded this thing once, so I'm just going to I showed you that just for the sake of the video, but here's the other layers already loaded and ready to go. And here's place the top on, and this just goes at about 100, and it's got 135 to 140 is where I put it. And the time is dependent on the type of pepper you have. You saw that bell pepper is pretty meaty. They're very thick walled. They're going to take quite a while to dry. Something like a habanero, cayenne, something like that, it won't take nearly as long because they're very thin walled. So anyway, that's the simple process of filling the dehydrator. And we'll take it after they're dried. We'll go pick it up from there. Hey there. Got us a beautiful day today. It was like 42 degrees last night, but today it's 72, sunny, beautiful weather. But guess what we've got? We've got dried peppers. Let me show you. All right, look at this. We've got beautiful dried peppers now. I just dropped that. Anyway, look at our peppers. They're dried, and look how beautiful they are now. You can even kind of see through them. Isn't that pretty color? Isn't that nice? And we've just got layers and layers of them, but look how much they shrunk up. And there's some of them big, what were they? God, I'm getting them all confused now. These were the giant Marconis, maybe? Yeah, giant Marconis, I think, which are a sweet pepper. But look how thin-walled they are. Isn't that pretty? Looks pretty against the blue sky, doesn't it? Anyway, these are ready to make into our powder now. And they're smoked. If you could smell them, like they always say, that thing, if you had smell-o-vision. But man, they're really smoky flavored. So anyway, they're ready to grind up into some powders. I almost tipped the table over. Jeez. Anyway, let's get to grinding. All right, there's all our dried peppers. Look at all that dried, concentrated goodness. And just crisp, dried. Oops. Ready to make into powder. So let's get them to the grinder. Okay, what I like to use is this. I like to use this Ninja to grind up my peppers with, and it comes with this cup attachment to make smoothies and stuff out of. But this pepper grinds down really fast to nothing, so I just break them up and put them in here. Just like that. Well, you get the idea. On this goes. This will be noisy, but it went down to this right here with all those peppers. So I'm going to finish filling this up, grind the rest of it, and I'll show you how we go ahead and put it in the bottles. Okay, so here's our smoked paprika. Get a little clumpy because I think there was still a little residual moisture in there, maybe, but here we go. Beautiful, fine smoked paprika, homemade, from peppers that were just a couple days ago fresh. Isn't that nice? Now put it in a bottle, and I'll make some other types. I mentioned that I would show how I package or how I store my whole peppers in the neat jars I put them in. Well, this is an old ball jar that I found at a garage sale. Actually, they gave it away free. But these are some old dried peppers that are smoked. And here's some whole cayennes. Thought I'd show you that. So there you have it. That's how you can transform these ripe peppers into smoked paprika and smoked powders to use in your cooking. Tasted this, and it's sweet, it's smoky, and there's a little bit of heat. So I think I had a few, maybe Anaheims mixed in there or something with a little heat. But boy, it's really sweet. It doesn't taste anything like peppers. A little heat. It doesn't taste anything like the paprika you get in the store. That had a little heat to it, but it's good. So you want to do this at home? It's not that hard. You can turn your peppers into paprika or chili powders in just a day and a half or so. So try it at home. Let me know how you did. And on my next video, I'm going to show you how to make fermented hot sauce from your peppers. So hope you come back. Take care. Later.